Triple G and Abel Sanchez parting ways? Was it amicable? Probably not. But stick around and we'll talk about this big drama show. What up, guys? Fight Fiend Mix here, coming at you with another video. Thank you so much for coming back, for those coming back, and welcome for those here for the first time. So before I go on with my video, I do want to let you guys know something, a little disclosure, I guess I can say. When I started this channel and I released my first video, which can be seen here, I mentioned that I was going to try to release 2 videos every week, and one having to do with boxing and one having to do with MMA. Sometimes there are more things going on in one sport than there are in the other, and sometimes I make 2 videos of the same sport. And that's kind of what we came across here, because there's quite a bit going on in the boxing world, one of which is a topic of this video. Not as much going on in the MMA world. There's always stuff going on in both, but some things are like headliners, and right now, basically, the headliners are from boxing because of the shit that's going on right now. All right, now that we got that out of the way, onto the topic of today's video, which, if you recall from the intro, is Triple G and Abel Sanchez officially splitting. So this is kind of a big deal because Abel Sanchez brought Triple G to the dance, so to speak, and made him, this star, the superstar up in Big Bear, and that's it's kind of a shame that they're splitting. But I was at work earlier today, and I was going through my my Instagram feed as I was leaving, and I read the first statement that was released by Triple G regarding the split, basically announcing the split. And the first thing that came to mind was, oh, this was mutual. The way he made it seem, it was very amicable and mutual. So I thought, okay, well, sometimes stuff like this happens. A trainer can only take you so far when it comes time for you to go to the next level, which, Triple G is pretty much near the top as it is right now, if not number one, number two. But I guess he was just done, I guess, with Abel, and looking for that next trainer that's going to be able to take him to the next level, I guess the number one spot. So when I read Triple G's statement, I thought, all right, it wasn't too bad. But then I read Abel Sanchez's statement, and that wasn't exactly the same thing. So I pulled it up here on my laptop. I'm going to pull it up here real quick and read it for you guys, just because I wanted to make sure that I get it as close to accurate as I possibly can, considering what both of these guys said. And if my laptop can fucking work any quicker. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is what Triple G first announced or released. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was on one of his social media platforms. I don't remember which one. He says, I would like to announce that I have made a major decision for myself and my career. I want to build on what I have already achieved and continue to better myself. Therefore, I will not be training with Abel Sanchez. This was not an easy decision for me, and it's not a reflection on Abel's professional abilities. He goes on to say, he is a great trainer, a loyal trainer, and a Hall of Fame trainer. Then, in closing, he says, I will be announcing my new trainer at a later date, but today I want to thank Abel for the lessons he taught me in boxing. So, reading that, right off the bat, I'm thinking, oh, it was an amicable split. It was mutual. They both came to some sort of agreement together, and I thought, all right, well, that's kind of cool. And it's difficult from a trainer's perspective, because you bring this guy from damn near nothing to superstardom, and then he leaves you for someone else, so to speak. And that for a trainer to go ahead and just let somebody go like that is difficult. I can only imagine how difficult it is for them to let them go, knowing that they've been with them for such a long time and they basically molded this boxer. But it is very mature of a trainer to do so, to understand and comprehend that he can only take his boxer so far, and it's up to another trainer now to take this said boxer to the next level. So that's what came to mind. I thought, all right, these guys are splitting on good terms. Well, that is until I read Abel Sanchez's statement, which is as follows. FYI, as of today, I will no longer be working with Gennady Golovkin. After a great 9-year run, records set and equaled, developing a Hall of Fame career, and making it possible to sign a 6-fight, $100 million contract with DAZN. He proposed and insisted on an insulting new trainer compensation schedule. My dignity and honor does not allow me to be screwed like that. Shit. It's unfortunate. Being greedy, being ungrateful, and no ethics, honor, or integrity will end this relationship. Holy hell. That sounds like some major drama going on behind the scenes. A lot of shit that went down that we probably don't even know about. This is basically scratching the surface, and this is what they want us to see because maybe there's some stuff that's more personal that's behind the scenes that we don't know as of yet. So what does that mean for these guys? Well, Abel Sanchez is a household name. He became one because of Triple G. Yeah, boxing insiders already knew who Abel was and how good a trainer he was, but now to the world, I guess, due to the stardom or superstardom of Triple G, everybody knows who Abel Sanchez is, and because he was with Triple G with some of his most financially successful fights, I'm pretty sure he's well off as well, as far as keeping his gym going in Big Bear, and bringing in more talent. Maybe he'll be better off because the spotlight isn't on Triple G anymore, and he can maybe focus on some of the other talent at his gym. So I'm not really sure if that's going to end up happening or not, but I suspect that Abel will be just fine. Yeah, he may be a little bit butthurt, but it happens when there's a split like this, especially one that's as much in the public eye as this one is turning out to be. Now, as far as Triple G goes, we've seen some success with fighters a little bit older, boxers going to a different camp or a different trainer, most noticeably or most recently and most successfully, Miguel Cotto. Miguel Cotto went and started training with Freddie Roach, and Freddie Roach actually helped him quite a bit. Basically became the lineal middleweight champion under the tutelage of Freddie Roach. So it's possible. I don't know how likely it'll be for Triple G. Miguel Cotto is a little bit more of a versatile boxer, and I think he was still, even at that late stage in his career, was able to still pick up new tricks. Teaching a dog new tricks, he was able to still tweak his game a little bit. He added a little bit more power to his punches. He sat down on his punches a little bit more, and we saw a different Miguel Cotto. Will this happen with Triple G? I don't know. He seems a little stubborn. He seems like he's there to be hit. Doesn't have a lot of head movement. Those are things that he might want to work on with his new trainer. But is it something that he doesn't seem to be the versatile boxer that Miguel Cotto was, and thus I'm not sure if he's going to be able to pick up on these new tricks as well as Cotto. So I'm not sure. That's a good one. That's kind of up in the air. I think ultimately it depends on what trainer he does go with, which of course I'm sure we'll all be waiting with bated breath because we want to see who's gonna be in his corner come his next bout, which I believe it's gonna come up with Steve Rolls on the 8th of June. So that's coming up. Not too far, a month and a half roughly, or even less. So yeah, we're gonna find out real soon who that trainer is gonna be because training camp is gonna have to start real soon for Triple G. And that being said, I'm sure both these guys will be fine without one another. I don't think Abel Sanchez is going to need Triple G. I'm sure he's got himself quite a bit of talent already up in his gym in Big Bear. So I don't think that's going to keep more talent from coming in. I think, Abel Sanchez will be just fine. Triple G, on the other hand, I don't know how much more he can learn, to be honest. We've seen him fight the same way every single time. He comes forward. Yeah, he's a monster. He hits hard, but there's not much defense, not much head movement. I don't know how much more he can learn. To be honest, at this point, I kind of think he's already capped, and I don't think it matters what trainer he finds next. We're going to see the same old Triple G. I'm hoping we see a little bit of a tweak in his game and some new tricks and some improvements, but not too, maybe that's wishful thinking. I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen really. But regardless, we are still looking forward to finding out who this new trainer is going to be. And, it's going to be a change of scenery. It's going to be a new gym. It's going to be new trainers. It's going to be new training methods even maybe. So that's something that I will most likely release a video on down the line once it happens because, the fight is approaching and we're going to find out real soon. But yeah, both these guys, I'm sure they're going to be fine without one another. That shouldn't be too much of a problem. All right, and in closing, guys, I did want to, well, I hope that you guys stayed to the end of the video because I also have the schedule for this weekend's as far as fights go. I have them here on my laptop. I figured it's a lot easier to just, pull them up on my laptop as opposed to writing them down or something like that, right? So on that note, starting with the UFC, yes, I do try to mix in both MMA and boxing in the same video. So there is a UFC card on Saturday the 27th. 6 p.m. I want to say that's Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be on ESPN Plus, and the main event is Jacare Souza against Jack Hermanson. So yeah, that's not big names on the card or anything like that. But oh, there is going to be one barn burner of a scrap on that card though. It's going to be Cowboy, the Brazilian Cowboy, I guess. They say Alex Oliveira. He's fighting Mike Perry. Cowboy and Mike Perry, well, not the Cowboy that we know, not Cerrone, Alex Oliveira. That fight is going to be a fucking barn burner. So if you guys want to tune in for that, by all means, Saturday on ESPN Plus, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, UFC card. Then we have a Bellator card, as a matter of fact. For those real MMA fans, there's going to be a Bellator card on Saturday as well. It's going to be on either Paramount, the Paramount Network, or DAZN. Most likely DAZN. I don't have Paramount Network on my Dish subscription, but I do have the DAZN app, so I'm gonna watch it there. That is going to be headlined by Rory McDonald versus John Fitch. That's gonna be a pretty good fight. It's gonna be a welterweight title fight, which is part of the Bellator welterweight Grand Prix. I want to say that's the quarterfinal. I think the last quarterfinal fight of that tournament, of that Grand Prix. And then, of course, there's actually a female title fight, which is actually going to be pretty damn good. It's going to be McFarlane against Ortega. That fight's going to be pretty damn bad. I'm looking forward to that one. And it's going to be a female title fight. But yeah, some Bellator on Saturday as well. It doesn't really specify what time it is, but most likely 5, 6-ish is when the Bellator card starts. In addition to that, there is boxing, of course. There's going to be the rematch between Soren Visay and Francisco Estrada, Gallo Estrada, or Estrada. That's going to be on Friday, and that too will be on DAZN. That one's going to be really, really good as well. And the co-main event, there's a couple of other names on that card as well that are going to be pretty familiar. Jesse Vargas, he's fighting Humberto Soto, and then Daniel Roman is fighting TJ Doheny. And then also on the 27th, we have more boxing on DAZN. We're going to have a semifinal of the World Boxing Series. It's going to be the super lightweight. I'm not sure how to pronounce this dude's name, but Regis Prograis, he's going to be fighting on that card. He's part of that World Boxing Super Series semifinal. And then Nonito Donaire against Stephen Young on the undercard. And then lastly, as far as televised fights go, Showtime. Showtime has some boxing that will be from here. For those of you who don't know, I live in Las Vegas. So I will actually be attending this fight. As a matter of fact, it's going to be Robert Easter Jr. versus Rances Bartholomew. That's going to be from the Cosmopolitan. And Victor Postol is going to be on the undercard of that as well. So that's going to be on Saturday, Showtime. If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Sometimes it starts a little bit earlier with like the prelims, but most likely that's going to be the starting time for that. So that is a schedule for this weekend's fight. There's a ton of fights. There's the UFC card, there's Bellator, and then there's boxing on Showtime and DAZN. So there's hella fights this weekend. I sure as hell hope it's not going to be a boring fight. I mean, a boring card, because watch every card be a fucking stinker. I hope it doesn't turn out that way. But anyway, not to make this video any longer, because my intention is never to make them as long as they turn out to be. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this kind of sort of semi-impromptu video that I posted. As soon as I found out what was going on with Triple G and Abel Sanchez, I wanted to make a video and release it as soon as I was able to, and here it is. So in closing, thank you so much for joining me, guys. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, hit that like button, and discuss the topic amongst yourselves in the comments section. And if you haven't already, throw that left hook to that notification button and get notifications every time I release a video, which sometimes happens once or twice a week. I'm going to try to go for twice every week, this one being the second video this week. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me once more, and I will see you guys on the next video.